As the night envelopes the world in its darkness and stars seem to freeze in infinity, the main character of our story, a young man named Igor, embarks on a nocturnal journey. Encountering a strange signpost that glows like a mysterious fire in the dark, he decides to follow its guidance. Unexpectedly, the red arrow of the signpost begins to pulse slowly, as if the heartbeat of nature itself, beckoning him into the unknown. Stepping onto the dark path that leads into the depths of the dense forest, Igor feels his heart beating faster. The air is filled with cold and mysterious scents, as if the forest is inviting him into its embrace. The trees stand like guardians of hidden secrets, their branches intertwining above him, creating an impenetrable curtain. The path seems endless, and time appears to stand still. Stars watch over the traveler from the heights of the sky, as if concealing their own secrets. Unceasingly, Igor continues forward, obedient to the strange pulsating light that draws him into the abyss. With each step, reality begins to dissolve, like a piece of ice melting in his hands. Sounds become ethereal, like the breath of ghosts lurking in the shadows. The path vanishes, as if dissolving into time, and Igor finds himself in an unfamiliar realm between dream and reality. Suddenly, phantoms emerge before him, shadows of past automobiles trapped on this boundless road. Vintage cars from the 1930s glide by, as if resurrected from the past. Passengers, trapped in a frozen moment of time, gaze at Igor with dim eyes, as if hoping for salvation. His heart races as he realizes that these phantoms are witnesses to some tragedy imprinted in this eerie place. They seem to try to convey their stories, whispering incomprehensible phrases, yet their voices are drowned in darkness. With each new step, the road begins to distort, as if warping time and space. Igor feels his consciousness drifting in a whirlpool of the unknown dimension. Time loses its grip, as if counting its seconds in reverse order. Suddenly, he hears his own name echoing in the darkness. A voice, as if from afar, calls him to return. It is the voice of his own soul, and he understands that he might be imprisoned by his own fears and mysteries. The strength of will and the desire to break free from this nightmarish loop elevate Igor above the darkness. He battles the disappearing time, the confusion, and the enigmas that seem to pull him down. Step by step, he resurfaces to reality, as if breaking through a web of nightmares. And suddenly, he finds himself at the edge of the forest, beneath the open sky. The air is cool and refreshing, as if caressing his face after the nightmarish journey. Stars shine brighter, and the forest seems to release him from its embrace. Igor realizes he has returned. The journey is over, but he will never forget what he saw and experienced. His soul remains tainted by the nightmares of that night, and he understands that some paths lead not only to unknown places but also to the secrets of the human soul. Now he knows that the world holds numerous enigmas, that even in the darkest corners, there is light. His nocturnal journey became his personal odyssey, destined to unveil the mysteries of the world and of himself. Igor became a witness of nightmares and found meaning within that nightmare, a meaning that will stay with him forever. The faint glow of headlights pierced through the dense obscurity, illuminating only a small segment of the path. He never anticipated that this journey would alter his life forever. As he drove past a dense forest, John noticed a figure by the side of the road. It was a hitchhiker. Unwilling to leave the person in this eerie solitude, John decided to stop and offer a ride to the stranger. Accelerating slightly and then gently braking, he came to a halt, providing an opportunity for the hitchhiker to enter the car. "Thanks for the help," the hitchhiker's voice resonated as he settled into the front seat. The mysterious passenger's dark eyes gleamed in the light of the dashboard. "Where are you headed?" John inquired, attempting to initiate a conversation and ease the tense atmosphere. "I am going where I am called, John, isn't it?" The hitchhiker cryptically replied, as if he already knew the answer. John awkwardly nodded, feeling a slight unease. "How did you know my name?" The hitchhiker smiled, but his smile held an inexplicable quality, as though it concealed profound wisdom. "I know many things, John, about you and much more." John brushed off the peculiar response, assuming it was just a hitchhiker who enjoyed playing mind games. Soon, they engaged in conversation about various topics. The hitchhiker displayed profound knowledge across different fields: art, science, philosophy, He even knew some details from John's life that he hadn't shared with anyone. "You astonishingly know about my life," John remarked, feeling his interest piqued. "Everything in this world is interconnected, John. We are woven together by invisible threads of fate and events. Time and space are mere illusions," the hitchhiker cryptically elaborated. With each passing minute, John became more engrossed in the conversation. The hitchhiker spoke of the interplay of events, of hidden knowledge, and the ability to perceive what is typically concealed from sight. He began hinting at future events destined to unfold in John's life. "Be cautious, John. A difficult choice awaits you, one that will have significant consequences. Your actions will determine not only your destiny but that of many others," the hitchhiker cautioned. A shiver ran down John's spine. "What do you mean? What choice?" The hitchhiker simply smiled with an enigmatic grin. "Time will unveil all mysteries, John. But remember, every decision has its price." The night persisted, and so did their conversation. The hitchhiker narrated tales of ancient myths, lost civilizations, and events that would impact the future of humanity. John listened, becoming immersed in a world of enigmas and secrets. As time passed, the hitchhiker grew increasingly silent, as if his thoughts carried him far away into the depths of enigmatic spaces. As they neared a small town, the hitchhiker suddenly uttered, "My place here ends, John. Remember what you've learned and follow your heart." John attempted to ask more questions, but the hitchhiker was already fading away, as though dissolving into the nocturnal darkness. Only the whispers of the wind and echoes of cryptic words remained. In the following days and weeks, John pondered the encounter with the enigmatic hitchhiker. His words haunted him, as if invisible threads tied his destiny. Gradually, the hitchhiker's chilling predictions began to materialize. The first prediction concerned John's job. He learned that his company would face significant challenges, and he would have to make a complex decision that would impact many. Soon after, unexpected problems did arise in the company, and John found himself confronted with a tough choice. The second prediction was even more unsettling. The hitchhiker hinted at a personal tragedy that could befall John's family. John brushed aside the thought, but he was shocked when he learned of a serious illness affecting a close relative. With each prediction coming true, John delved deeper into the realm of mysteries and secrets. He sought answers, attempting to understand how the hitchhiker could know the future. He studied ancient texts, searched for clues in myths and legends, but the answers remained elusive. Finally, the moment arrived when the last prediction became reality. John faced a choice that could change everything. He had to make a decision that shook his life, yet saved the lives of many others. The hitchhiker vanished as mysteriously as he had appeared, but his words and predictions lingered in John's memory. He realized that the world was filled with secrets and possibilities beyond imagination, and while the hitchhiker's chilling predictions came true, they helped John recognize his strength and the responsibility he held for his actions. Thus concluded the tale of the enigmatic traveler who led John through the veils of time and space, revealing that each choice carries consequences and every action can shape the future. The clock on the dashboard showed midnight as a lone car slowly made its way down a deserted road, disappearing into the dense forests. Signs of civilization had long vanished, and the phone on the passenger seat remained eerily silent. The main character, a young man named Jake, strained his eyes to see anything ahead through the darkness, but all he could make out was pitch black. And then, as if by miracle, two bright dots appeared in the distance. Headlights. Jake's heart quickened, and he snapped out of his daze, realizing that he had finally stumbled upon a sign of life. He decided to approach the lights, hoping to find help or, at the very least, a gas station to refuel his dwindling tank. With every meter he covered, the light from the headlights grew stronger and more visible. Jake felt a sense of relief, seeing that his efforts were not in vain. However, as he drew nearer to the source of light, something strange began to happen. The headlights started flickering, disappearing into the night as if swallowed by darkness. Jake slowed down, trying to make out what was happening. Then, out of nowhere, a new pair of headlights emerged. They shone brightly and beckoned Jake to continue forward. Initially, he brushed it off, thinking it might be another lost car on this road. Yet, as he repeatedly closed in on these lights, only to have them vanish and be replaced by new ones, it became clear that something peculiar and unexplainable was taking place. Jake decided to follow the new pair of headlights determinedly. He became intrigued by what might transpire at the end of this nocturnal pursuit. Perhaps, he thought, this might let him out of his predicament. He sped up and chased the light that kept disappearing before him. The clock on the dashboard showed 2 in the morning when Jake realized he had fallen into a strange cycle. He was trapped. Every time he neared the headlights, they vanished, only to be replaced by new ones. His hope began to wane, and the endless night road felt like a reminder of his desperation. The clock ticked away slowly as Jake decided to take a break and pulled over to the side of the road. He stepped out of the car and stood on the asphalt, gazing at the sky. The stars were bright, almost as if they were watching over this bizarre tale. Jake felt entangled in a web of enigmas and mysteries, and his determination to return to normal life only grew stronger. And then, as if in response to his contemplation, something new appeared before him. Not headlights, but a fire. A fire burning in the middle of the road, casting a mesmerizing glow. Jake sensed that this wasn't just another illusion. He approached and saw a bonfire. People had gathered around the bonfire. Their faces were enigmatic, but understanding shone in their eyes. One of them, a man in old-fashioned attire, approached Jake and said, "You've found the next gas station, traveler. We've been expecting you." With those words, he approached an old barrel and began pouring liquid from it into Jake's car's fuel tank. Others offered Jake food and drink, as though they knew about his long journey and parched throat. Jake felt that he had found a place where he was awaited, a place where he could find not just fuel, but understanding, answers to his questions. He joined these strange yet friendly people, spending the night in conversations by the bonfire. The next morning, as the sun began to rise on the horizon, Jake once again took the wheel of his car. But this time, instead of moving forward, overwhelmed with gratitude and understanding, he turned back towards the road that had led him to this place. His adventure was just beginning, but now he knew that even in the darkest moments, when it seems there is no way out, one can always find the next gas station, a place of hope and support, where those seeking their path in this mysterious life are welcomed and aided.